Welcome to Mike's Yoga channel and welcome to this daily full body stretch for athletes. When you're ready, roll your mat, grab some water, and let's get started. Okay everyone, so let's begin by coming into a seated position with one leg in front of the other. It doesn't matter which leg. And we'll start by doing some seated twists. So from here on your next inhale, let's bring our hands up above our head. Exhale, let's twist to our right. So let's bring our right hand, right arm behind us, acting as a second spine, letting the left hand rest on the right leg. So make sure you avoid the right knee. You want to protect the knee here. And as you inhale, try and lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, just gently twist. Exhale, come back to center. We'll take that over to the other side. So inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, twisting to the left. So left hand, left arm behind you, acting as a second spine, letting the right hand rest on the left leg. Again, just make sure you avoid the knee. As you inhale, lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, gently twist. Exhale, come back to center. Great job, you guys. From here, we'll come into a head to knee pose. So let's extend our right leg out long, keeping this right foot flexed towards you. We can basically just keep this left leg where it is. Left foot coming into the right thigh. And again, from here on our next inhale, let's bring our hands up. Exhale, shift a little bit towards that right leg and then melt it forward, really breathing into the back of the right leg here. You should feel this in the calf and the hamstring. And on your next exhale, mindfully roll it back up, release. We'll take that over to the other side. So extending our left leg long, hugging our right foot into our left thigh, keeping this left foot flexed towards you. Again, on your next inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, shift a little bit towards that left leg and then melt it forward. Again, breathing into the back of the left leg here. And on your next exhale, mindfully roll it back up. From here, we'll come into a wide-legged forward fold. So let's extend both legs out long, keeping both feet flexed towards you. And from here, we can just place our hands right in front of us. So should again feel a nice stretch in the back of the legs as well as in the hips and the pelvis here. And on your next exhale, mindfully release, roll it back up. From here, we'll make our way into an extended child's pose. So let's bring our knees as wide as the mat, letting the big toes touch behind you. From here, start to walk your hands along in front of you, letting your forehead rest in the mat. In this pose, we're really breathing into the shoulders and the back body as well as the hips. And on your next exhale, let's shift it forward. We'll come into a high cobra. So let's stack the hands right underneath the shoulders, extend the legs along behind you, keeping your core slightly engaged. Essentially, we're just pushing ourselves up, really opening up the heart, opening up the chest. Make sure to breathe. And on your next exhale, let's curl the toes, shift the hips up. We'll come into a downward facing dog and feel free to pedal out the feet here. Again, breathing into the back of the legs. And let's keep our fingers spread wide. Hands are actively pushing into the mat. And now from here, let's just come into a nice neutral position. We'll hang out here for a few breaths. On your next exhale, let's lower the knees down, curling the toes. Let's sit back on our heels, coming into a toe stand. So this is an awesome stretch for the feet and the ankles. If this is too intense for you, you can always uncurl the feet and sit back on your heels like this. Wherever you are, let's just rest our hands in our lap. Our feet do so much for us throughout the day, whether we're training or working out or just walking around. So in this pose, we're really sending the feet some love here. And on your next exhale, let's release. Let's make our way down onto our backs. And then once we get to our backs, let's hug our knees into our chest. Wrap your arms around your knees. Give yourself a nice big hug. Feel free to rock side to side. And now from here, let's plant the soles of the feet down into the mat. We'll come into a reclined pigeon pose. So this is an awesome hip opener. I know for me right now, my hips are pretty tight. So this is going to be a much needed pose. So to get into this reclined pigeon, let's start by stepping our right foot over our left leg and then lifting this left leg up off the mat, keeping the left calf parallel with the ground, keeping both feet flexed. And now from here, with this figure four formation, let's thread our arms through and grab a hold of the back of that left leg. So you should definitely feel a nice stretch in the right hip here. As always, come back to your breath. So option to stay here, or if you want to go a little bit deeper, we can keep the legs exactly where they are and essentially just bring the sole of the right foot down into the mat, keeping this right knee pointing up towards the sky. In this pose, we can just let our hands rest on our body. So this is a great stretch for the IT band here as well. And on your next exhale, let's come back to center and we'll get ready to take that over to the other side. So planting the sole of the right foot into the mat, stepping our left foot over our right leg, lifting our right leg up off the mat, keeping that right calf parallel with the ground, both feet are flexed. Now from here, threading our arms through, grabbing a hold of the back of that right leg. So feeling the stretch in the left hip here. Notice that this side feels a little bit different. I know for me, this left hip is a lot more tight, so just be mindful. Again, option to stay here, or if we want to go a little bit deeper, we can keep the legs exactly where they are and just bring the sole of the left foot down into the ground, keeping this left knee pointing up towards the sky. Again, hands can just rest on the body. And on your next exhale, mindfully release, come back to center. From here, let's come back to where we started. So both soles of the feet are rooted in the mats. We'll prepare ourselves for a bridge pose. So to get into bridge pose, essentially we're just going to lift our hips up towards the sky, shimmy the shoulders underneath you, clasping the hands together. In this pose, make sure the legs stay in a nice parallel formation. So you don't want them coming out to the sides, you want them nice and straight. And now from here on our next inhale, let's bring our hands up towards the sky, come up onto the tiptoes. Exhale, slowly lower the spine down to the mat. And we'll come into a constructive rest just briefly. So let's bring the feet as wide as the mat and let the knees knock in towards each other. One hand can rest on your belly, the other one on your heart. Exhale, release. From here we'll come into a reclined butterfly pose. So essentially we're just going to bring the soles of the feet together, letting the knees open up wide, letting the hips open up naturally. Again, we can keep the hands where they were, one hand on the belly, the other one on the heart, or we can just let the hands rest by our sides. I encourage you to close your eyes here as well. And on our next exhale, let's extend the legs out long, extend the arms out long, taking up some space, coming into final Shavasana, letting the mind and the body reap all the benefits from today's practice. So I encourage you to stay here for as long as you like, or if you're ready to go, We can rock up coming into a seated position of your choice. And wherever you are, let's bring our hands together at our heart. Thank you all so much for sharing your time and your energy with me today. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. From here, let's bring our hands up to our third eye. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Thank you so much. Namaste.